How's it going, everyone? My name is George, and today I will be reviewing the 1975 film Jaws. I got to see Jaws on National Cinema Day in an IMAX theater yesterday. I got to spend $3, and I usually don't go see movies in IMAX because the IMAX tickets are very expensive for my budget, but because it was National Cinema Day yesterday and tickets were cheap, and I've seen Jaws so many times, but I never got to see it on the big screen, nor have I ever seen a movie in IMAX. I decided this would be the perfect way to spend National Cinema Day, especially because Jaws is one of the reasons why we have so many blockbusters. This gave birth to the summer blockbuster, essentially. Without this film, we wouldn't get not just our superhero movies, but movies like Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones, movies directed by Steven Spielberg as well later on. And also, this is a film that really took Steven Spielberg's directing to a whole other level. Like, this really pushed him on the map, and that's why we got so many Spielberg movies since then, and a lot of them have been terrific and fantastic. And Jaws is one of my favorite films of Steven Spielberg's. And so basically, this film stars Roy Scheider, Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw. And basically, the Amity Island is under threat by this big shark. He's killing a lot of people. And so our main characters, Brody, Hooper, and Quint, need to stop the shark, as well as deal with some obstacles like this mayor that wants to keep the beaches open because it's good for business, but he seems to care more about the money than people's lives. You also got these fishermen that are trying to capture the shark themselves, but they're just gonna get themselves killed or get themselves into trouble. And basically, watching this film in IMAX, you couldn't really tell that this film was made in 1975 in the 1970s, other than the fact that the outfits and the styles were like 1970s, but the picture quality was so perfect, very perfect. And I don't know if that's because it was on IMAX screen or the fact that Spielberg is just a fantastic director, but on the IMAX screen, it was perfect. The sound was great. And the audience was so engaged. And I'm glad because this was at an AMC that I live by. And the last time I saw a movie at that AMC, I usually don't go to that AMC. There are people talking in the theater, and an argument slash fight almost broke out because someone was pointing a laser screen at the first 5 minutes of the movie. It was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Luckily, no fight happened, but it almost ruined the theater going experience. But Jaws, this was probably one of my favorite movie theater experiences since the theaters have reopened. It's up there with my theater experience watching Spider-Man No Way Home opening night and watching Top Gun Maverick in theaters. Like, this is up there with those movies when it comes to having such a fun, great theater experience. And of course it helps that the movie is phenomenal. Jaws is a phenomenal summer blockbuster film. The characters help make the film. When the shark stuff's not happening, we need to have great, interesting characters. And the characters of Brody, Hooper, and Quinn, these characters still keep you engaged. The conflicts that these characters go through, the character bonding moments. That's something Steven Spielberg always does such a great job of with his movies. For example, Jurassic Park. One of my favorite scenes in Jurassic Park, if you remember my review of Jurassic Park, was when the characters were talking about the dangers of bringing these dinosaurs to life. In Jaws, my favorite moment is when Hooper and Quint are getting drunk, they're sharing their battle scars, they're having a good laugh, but then uh, Quint brings up how he survived the USS Indianapolis and that whole story. But yeah, character moments where the characters, like, we're getting character development, they're getting closer together. It's moments like that Steven Spielberg does such a great job at. And the tension, he captures the tension and suspense so well. Like, right from the beginning, John Williams' score, fantastic. That helps captures the suspense as well. You got the like, right from the beginning, John Williams does a fantastic score, and the suspense is captured very well. And the shark looks fantastic as well. The animatronic for the shark looks great. And the thing is, you couldn't tell that they had problems with this animatronic trying based on watching the film. But in real life, they did, and it made for a really hard filming process, having trouble with this animatronic shark. But what they were able to capture on film worked out so well. The shark looks great. And the thing is the shark's not always there, but they still find ways to capture suspense even without the shark. For example, they're shooting these barrels at the shark, and like you don't see the shark, but you see the barrels moving, and you're like, okay, is the shark moving? Like, what's going on with the shark? It still keeps you in suspense. In one scene, when these fishermen are trying to capture the shark on a dock, and part of the dock comes off and you don't really see the shark, but it's like the part of the dock is moving, you're in suspense, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, Spielberg finds ways to capture suspense so well, even when the shark itself is not on the screen. And the build up, like, he always finds ways to build up a suspenseful scene. For example, when the shark is about to eat the before the shark's about to eat this kid, which is going to be the second victim, then you're at the beach. All these kids are having fun. Uh, Brody, who Roy Scheider does an excellent job of portraying, and he's very tense on the beach. He doesn't like water, so like this is very tense for him. And he sees at first someone screaming, but it turns out to be someone picking them up. So they're finding ways to build up tension. Then you see like this guy playing with his dog at the beach, and then the dog disappears. You don't know where the dog went. And this kid, he wants to go on his raft, and mom's hesitant at first, but tells him, okay, 10 more minutes. And it's the kid on the raft that lands up being the shark's next victim. And it keeps you in suspense because you don't know, okay, what's going on, what's happening here, why is this dog missing? And then like ultimately you see the shark eating the kid. And then of course, like, the mayor like is like obviously very conflicted because like he wants business, he doesn't want the beaches closed, and then like he's pushing for people to go into the ocean and all that. And the thing about this blockbuster is this is a summer blockbuster that is realistic. Like, we know like some beaches have shark attacks, but also you got those politicians, those mayors that like care more about the money and business than the safety of other people. You got these people that care more about the bounty than actual lives being at risk, and will do anything to get the bounty, even like illegal ways of getting this bounty or getting this reward. Like, this is a summer blockbuster that I would call more realistic fiction, film. Now, I don't know if a shark that big would ever be on the waters and cause so many problems, but we know shark attacks do happen. We know we have corrupt politicians, and we know people will do anything to get a reward, even if it's very iffy and illegal. And also the science behind the film. Like, the thing that with Steven Spielberg, when it comes to history or science fiction films or historical fiction films, he finds ways to keep you invested. Like, some of the subject matter could be boring in, let's say, school, but Spielberg finds a way to keep it interesting, to keep the characters interesting. Uh, the performances, like I said, Roy Scheider as Brody is great. Richard Dreyfuss as Hooper is great. Robert Shaw as Quint, this crazy sailor, is great as well. And the third act, so basically the way Steven Spielberg sets up the acts is pretty perfect. You got your first act where you're building up stuff. Could this be a shark attack? May it not be a shark attack. How do we handle the situation? Second act, it's more like, okay, another shark attack happens. They think they capture the shark, they killed the shark, but it's not the shark that they were after. And then more shark attacks happen. And then the third act, our main characters are on this boat, and they're trying to go after the shark. They're having their character building moments, and you're slowly seeing the boat is taking hits from the shark, and our characters are ready to take a final stand. The third act is basically contained in the water on this small boat, and the tension is is built up perfectly. The final encounter with the shark is built up very perfectly. Spielberg really sets this film up so well. And watching this film, you would think like this isn't one of his first films. This was one of his first films, but it's the film that really put Spielberg on the map. Jaws is a top 5 Steven Spielberg film. I love this movie, and this was probably the most fun I had watching Jaws. And I'm gonna give Jaws an A plus. And even if I didn't watch this film in IMAX yesterday, would still give it an A plus, because to me this is the perfect summer blockbuster film. You have great characters, you have great suspense, you're in a summer setting, you have great conflict, you have a great first, second, and third act. He hit everything perfectly. And even if you don't get a chance to watch Jaws in IMAX this weekend, still go out and watch Jaws. Go find it on DVD or Blu-ray. Go rent it on Amazon. Try to see if it's on a streaming service. Go check out Jaws. It's worth watching. Now, my question to you guys is, what you think about Jaws? And what is probably one of your favorite movie theater experiences? Comment below and let me know. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe already if you haven't. Please share this with someone that loves Jaws. And I hope to see you guys real soon and enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend. Take care, everyone.